Hello. I guess I need to adjust that. Staring down at my chest there. Oh. Hello, everybody. All right. Sorry, I'm basically almost right on time. I was having a little issue with getting things started. Try to make sure I reach out to everybody and let them know what's going on. So we'll take a few minutes and give people a minute to log on. All right. Ooh, passing things here. So. All right. Who we got here? Hello. Hey, Amanda. So you're able to get in. Good. I'm going to try to share this to a couple people real quick, just so that they can get on here. All right. All right, let's see. What we got going on here? Jeez, oh man. I'm a little discombobulated today. Sorry, everybody. Kind of got started off a little bit there. All right. Let's see here. What we got going on? I got 3 people, it says. Whoever's here, please say hello so I know who all's here. And everything else. Hello. All right. All right. Give it a few minutes, like I said. Put it out there real quick again. All right. How's it going, Amanda? Let's see here. Can everybody hear me okay? Let's see. Oh, nice. Yay. All right. Oh, got a little maniac running around at my feet. That way, at least it keeps one crazy animal slightly quiet while all this is going on. So, like I said, we'll give it a few minutes to get people in. It's just now 6 o'clock. So. Yeah, he's off in a corner somewhere. He's probably going to get mad at me because he's eating, so he's going to have a fit. Oh. I snuck up on him. He's not going to sit still long. And away we go. He says, I'm out of here. That was as good as it gets. Hey, Mason. See you beat Justin in. Let's see. It says I got 4 people. All right. If I have anybody new shows up that's never been here before, please say hello. There's Justin. A little bit late, aren't you, man? Where you been? It's not like you've been doing anything. All right. I'll give it a couple more minutes here. We're just after 6 o'clock. Let me see what we got. All right. Well, that's cool, Mason. Hey, Brittany. Oh, hello there, Mother. That's all right, Mason. If you can't hang out the whole time, I understand. At least you were here, so I appreciate it. All right. Like I said, we'll give it a couple more minutes. Usually I'm in a little bit earlier than I was today, and just got a little hectic right beforehand and wasn't able to get everything up and running like I wanted as fast as I wanted. Everybody hear me okay? Sound all right? Let's see here. All right. One more thing here, and then we'll give it just one more minute here, and we will get started. Just a couple more messages out real quick here. Hold on. All right. All right, good. Sounds good. Hello, Jenny. And give it, like I said, we'll give it until 5 minutes after. So we'll give it 2 more minutes. So for those of you who haven't been here before, this is just a little live that I try to do every Wednesday, cover a subject, and it's anywhere. I try to get it done around 30 minutes or so. If you have any questions during it, please ask, and I will do my best to get to them. Or if you have a topic that you would like me to cover, please comment, and I will jot that down on my little notepad and then try to get to it at some point in time, here in the near future. All right. It says we're up to 7. So, all right. So today's subject is dog parks and basically why I have an issue with them. So we'll just kind of get started here, and people join in. Got my notes. I got quite a few notes here. Oop, I guess I better start at the beginning. That usually helps, doesn't it? So, dog parks. In theory, I think they're great. I think they're great in theory. They just don't have a good follow through. The idea behind it is great to take your dogs and let them run around and have fun and hang out with their dog buddies and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of like hidden dangers, I guess you could say, in dog parks that a lot of people don't think about until it happens to them. And I hate to say it, but if it hasn't happened to you and your dog, you're lucky, or you have a really good park or a really good group of people that come that you end up hanging out with. But there will be a point in time that it does happen. It's not an if, it's a when. That's just the way it goes. So the reason being is because things happen in dog parks that we don't see. Most of the time as owners, you're over here on one side of the park. Even if you're keeping an eye on your dog, they may be off good 30 feet or more away from you. When a dog is far away from you, you can't see what's happening over there, exactly what's happening. You got to remember, dogs live by body language, and some of it is very subtle body language that even when you're on top of the dog, it is so fast and so subtle that if you don't know what you're looking for, you could miss it. So just imagine if they're 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet away, surrounded by 5, 10, 15 other dogs. Something could be going on over there. There could be a dog that may be trying to show and warn everybody with some body language, the other dogs, hey, I'm not enjoying this. You need to knock it off, whether it's a low growl or a stiffness of the body or something, and they may try to warn them. Well, depending on the dogs that are playing with them and their temperament, they can either say, oh, okay, I'm sorry, but you may also have one in there that doesn't want to back off, doesn't have good etiquette, or he basically says, oh, you want to do this? Bring it on, buddy. We can do this. And then you can end up with a dog fight. The problem with that is that you can't tell who started it from that far away. So that can be an issue. That's, and when that happens, then what you end up happening is you have pack mentality kicks in. When you get more than three dogs, you end up with pack mentality. So what could happen is you may start out with two dogs only getting into it, but you have 5, 10, 15. Some of these parks that are big can have 50 dogs or more in there. Next thing you know, you've got some massive, crazy dog fight, because that's how pack mentality works. One starts, they all kick in. You may have your little stragglers out here that like, I don't want to be a part of this, but for the most part, it's going to get crazy. Then what happens is owners go running up screaming. Everybody's all jacked up. They go running and yelling, which amps up the dogs even more. And then you start reaching in and they start reaching in and you're grabbing dogs and they're grabbing dogs. And it's a recipe for big giant vet bills, hospital bills, all, it can get real ugly real fast. Because think of it this way. If you were in the middle and there was a big fight going on, and you were in the middle of it and you basically felt like you were fighting for your life, a friend of yours could come up from behind you and grab you from behind to try to get you out of there if something's going on. But if you don't realize it's them, you may swing around and turn around and hit them and punch them. It's not because you're being mean to them. It's because you're in a fight for your life. And that's kind of what can happen in dog parks. A lot of the owners end up being bit by their own dogs in dog fights because the dog doesn't know who's grabbing them, and they feel as if they're fighting for their lives. So like I said, it's a catastrophe waiting to happen. It's basically a barroom brawl that's just ready to go. Another thing is you don't know the other dog's temperaments. Your dog could be fine. You may have a great dog. He may love other dogs and never have hurt another dog in his life. He may be slightly submissive and put up with a lot of stuff. Or if he doesn't like it, he may walk away, but you don't know the other dogs, chances are, that are coming into the park. So you don't know what they're like. They could be very rough dogs. They could play real hard, real rough. They may not have good play skills, in which case that dog right there then could end up bothering your dog and maybe hurting your dog on an accident, playing too rough, or get your dog angry. And then there could be a fight from that as well. Because of that, you have the dogs are running the show. They're all over the place running around. They're running the show. And the reason why I say that is because most people who bring their dogs to the dog park, and I say most people, I'm not saying everybody. So, I like to put that out there. But most people that bring their dogs to the dog park, they do it because they don't have good obedience on their dog or control. So they want to take their dog somewhere that they feel that they can run around in a safe, fenced-in area and burn off some energy. Like I said, in theory, that's great. But if you don't have control of your dog on a normal basis, you're sure as hell not going to have control of your dog in a dog park when it's running around like a maniac. So it's just going to be even worse. There will be no control. So now you're having to try to catch your dog. You're just running all over the place, and it's madness and mayhem. So they can also pick up bad habits there. They sit there and your dog may not do certain things, but watching other dogs, they may pick it up. Other dogs are jumping on people. They're getting attention. That's exciting. So I'm going to start jumping on people. Well, now you got a dog who thinks jumping on people is good. Or you got a dog over here digging a hole. Well, dogs are curious. They're nosy as anything. They always want to know what's happening where they're at. That's better than where they're not at than where they're at. So they go over and they want to see. They may go over there and start digging a hole, joining in. Now you have a dog that thinks digging holes is fantastic. Eating poop. Dogs eating poop. Why not? I'll come over there. What are you eating? All right, I'll eat it. Even something as simple as bad play behavior. Your dog may not be inappropriate, but he may learn to be inappropriate because he may be playing with a dog that's inappropriate. So you end up now with a dog who doesn't play right and can now possibly be a liability. So there's always that as well. Any questions on anything so far? So that's going on here. Hold on. Sorry, I thought some. But anyways, any questions? You know what I've covered so far. All right. Another thing is dog parks, for the most part, are unregulated. Any person, any dog can come in. Nobody's telling you no. Nobody's making you clean up things. Nobody's screening temperaments of dogs. There's nobody there that's like a lifeguard making sure that the dogs are doing well, and so are the owners. So when it's unregulated, it's hard to control what's happening. So that's another big issue is regulation. So when you don't have anybody looking over stuff, which is like a little different than like maybe a doggy daycare. Usually they're small groups and they're very regulated. The people pay attention because of the unregulated stuff too. Like not everybody picks up their poop. Not everybody pays attention to whether their dog is sick or not, or they may not know it's sick. So your dog goes over there. So sickness is another one. They could pick up worms. They could pick up all kinds of things. They go running through a mud puddle that 7 other dogs have taken a crap in. Well, now they've got crap all over their feet, nasty crap all over them. They come in, they come home, they lick it, and they catch something. Because of this, it's it may be too late. So with that, like I said, you end up with the possibility of being sick as well because it's unregulated. Also, when you go into most dog parks, you assume responsibility when you enter. So if there is a fight or something does happen, you assume the responsibility of the vet bills or the hospital bills. You may have to cover your own dog when it may not have been your dog, but no, because then it becomes a he said, she said, or it could even be worse. It could be, I have a German Shepherd, you got a Golden Retriever. My German Shepherd kept trying to warn your Golden Retriever, hey, to leave me alone. I don't want to play. I don't like you. The Golden Retriever keeps going at it and basically starts a fight with the German Shepherd. But because my dog is known as an aggressive breed, which is a shame, but it's marked as an aggressive breed, then my dog could possibly be held liable, or I will be fighting to prove that it's not my dog that's liable. So there's times when that could even be a case. So you got to keep that in mind as well, that, you assume responsibility when you enter that dog park. So the other thing is, let's see here. Got my little notes here. They're a little scattered today. Like I said, sorry, they're behind. I was behind today, so they're not as together as usual. They're not a good place. A lot of people want to go there because they think, oh, well, I'll go there and teach my dog to socialize. Socialization is not playing. It's not, dog socialization is not the same as people socialization. We go somewhere, we talk, that's socialize. Dogs socialize by sniffing, smelling, body language, things of that nature. They pick all that up. They may not necessarily want to play. It could be 2 dogs just laying around, hanging out and chilling. It could be going for a walk. They don't need that like we think they need it. That's us putting something on them. We could be forcing it on them. They may not actually really want to do it, in which case that'd be like forcing your child to go play with other children. You wouldn't do that. I mean, that's just something you wouldn't do. So why would you put that on your dog? You are your dog's family. You are your dog's pack. So you should spend time with your dog. It's because if they hang out with dogs all the time, dogs are going to be exciting. Dogs are going to be very exciting, maybe more so than you. So now your bond with your dog is going to be second in line to the bond with other dogs. Because it'd be like if you went to another country and nobody spoke English and you ran into one person that spoke English, more than likely the 2 of you are going to bond up, at least for the trip. You may have nothing in common except the fact that the 2 of you can understand each other. So you don't want them to bond with each other. You want them to bond with you. So that's another thing. Dog parks promote the dog not caring so much about you. You kind of start taking second fiddle to your dog and other dogs. So Another cause of like fights would be like the dogs. When you come into the gate at the dog park, there's always that one little tight little gate area. It's a mad rush. A new dog comes in and they come barreling down on them. Well, even if your dog might be dog friendly, you get a multiple of dogs come running at you at full steam that you possibly don't know. It could be a little upsetting to you. It could cause problems. Not only that, but the excitement of what's happening at the gate, then you end up with fights because you have displacement. They're all excited and it's get out of my way. No, you get out of my way. And now, so they start biting each other. Now you end up in a fight and you're pinned into a little area with your dog while a fight's going on. Kind of imagine if you were sitting somewhere and you walked in a door and the door locked behind you. And even if it was 30 people you knew, all of a sudden they all just bum rushed you at full speed. You're going to be like, holy shit. And you're probably going to jump back. You may even try to like defend yourself a little bit, even though they're friends. But because they came at you like a freight train, you're taken by surprise. Well, just imagine what it's like for a dog, especially if they may not even know those other dogs. So that'd be like strangers bum rushing you. You're going to try to get the hell out of there. You're not going to want to stick around and deal with this. It could be scary. It could be so scary that it could be detrimental. Your dog may just then become so fearful that from there on out, all dogs are bad. So he may cower and run, or he may actually lash out just in case to protect himself. So we got to remember that. So, so we also have to remember that. So that could be one detrimental thing that just ruins it for good and ruins your dog around other dogs, period. Another thing, people are like, oh, well, I've worked all day or all week. My dog's barely done anything. He's been pent up in the house or in his crate. So we think to ourselves, well, I'm going to take him to the dog park so he can blow off some steam and run around. So think of it this way. Your dog has been pent up all day or all week. You grab him. He's all excited because you just came home. He's wound up. You load him in the car. He's excited because he's in the car. You're driving him. He knows where he's going, so he's even getting more and more excited. He's bouncing around in the back of the car, and he's going nuts. You get him out of the car. He drags you to the gate, barking and growing crazy. You open the gate. He rushes in. They rush him, and boom. Now you have such a heightened state of arousal that you could end up with a fight from that as well. Like I said, I hate to paint dog parks as this big evil thing, but you got to think about it in their perspective. And this is stuff that I hear. These stories and the things I'm telling you, giving examples, are stuff that people have told me over the years that have happened to them. So if you go on the internet and you look this stuff up, about dog parks, it's why I hate dog parks, why I hate dog parks, why dog parks are bad, why this. I mean, trainer after trainer after trainer, it just tells you that they, for the most part, do not like them. And these are the reasons why. It's like I said, I mean, you could take a dog who may not have issues with other dogs and may be all right around him, whether he wants to play with them or not, but he doesn't react to them. And one bad incident could ruin it forever. So much so that the dog has such fear of dogs that anytime he sees one, that he either tries to do his best to escape, or he lashes out first to try to hopefully feel like he's going to protect himself. So my thing is, as always, why take the risk? Why take that risk for possibly having an incident that could be detrimental to your dog? And to your dog's relationship. I mean, you're the one that's supposed to be looking out for him, and you put him in this, whether it was intentional or unintentional, this still happened. So that's always my kind of thing behind it. So anybody got any questions? Everybody still hear me? So what do I use dog parks for? I use them for training, for distraction. I train on the outside of the dog park. Start out at a far distance and I work my dog up too close to it. Because why? Because there's a lot of commotion. There's usually a dog that comes up and wants to bark, walking up and down the fence line, something. It's great for a distraction. It's just a different alternative to use what I use. Thanks, Jenny. what a good, example of what dog park is good for. Another thing is, if you want your dogs, like if you've got a friend and you see each other all the time and they've got a dog, then come up with play dates with that person, with that dog in your own confined enclosed area, like a backyard or somewhere that that they can hang out with each other and be safe, whether they want to hang out and be next to each other, or they just want to wander around and sniff at things. At least it's not a negative situation. So there's nothing wrong. Or go on walks with them. Take your friend and their dog and your friend and you, and go on hikes, go on walks. We have some friends, Mike and Linda, whose dog Ruger comes with our crazy catastrophe of dogs that we take with us, and they all run around together. Nobody really bothers anybody, but they're all off just hanging out. Why? Because, they're all doing their own thing and enjoying themselves. So like I said, just, if you want to, or you feel like it, or you had a friend that has a dog, introduce them properly, and then let them hang out and see what they'll do. You never know. They may just get to where they're like, it's you. Yeah, it's you. All right, I'll go and lay down over here. And that's it. So let's see. How many dogs do I suggest at a play date? Is there a max? My thing is, I try to keep the smaller the better, just for the simple fact that it's easier to control. If you've got 10 friends and y'all get together, that's at least 10 dogs. That could still turn into a big ordeal. Even dog friends, just think about it. Even dogs in a household who live together, they get in squabbles, and you and your friends occasionally may argue. It's the same kind of thing. So the fewer, the better, if possible. That's, it could work out that way. Plus, it could be temperament and the temperament issue. If I've got a dog that's really, really calm and one that's a maniac, I'm not going to put them together, even if that's my friend's dog, because then it's no fun for your friend's dog. For my dog to be bouncing all over them and tormenting them just because we want to hang out and have our dogs hang out together. So with that, you match temperament with temperament, play style with play style. And like I said, I try to keep it small. The smaller, the better, so I probably wouldn't do more than 3 to 5 dogs at a time if possible. Yeah, man, I understand. I wouldn't want to put a dog in this position, especially one that I'm supposed to be, that looks towards me to take care of, into a position where they might have to fight for their life as well. No problem, Brittany. Plus the reason why you got your dogs is for you and for your family. They're your companions. They're your dogs. You got them to be with you, not to be your neighbor's dog's buddy or babysitter or best friend. They're supposed to be your best friend. Like I said, if you let them play with each other a lot, you will become second fiddle because they're both dogs. That's the way it happens. They're just going to bond with each other better. That's it. And then, like I said, it's better that you interact with your dog than that the dog interacts with other dogs. That's just the way it is. Dog parks, I think the reason why they're there is possibly, I hate to say it, think of anything, but I believe there's a good intention. It's just bad research behind it. State officials may feel like, or city officials or whatever may feel like, dog parks that'll bring everybody together, gives everybody a place to go. But they don't think about, and they don't talk to trainers about what happens at dog parks. People say, we need a dog park. Well, then all of a sudden, next thing you know, their dog gets killed. And now they're like, dog parks are bad. Well, you can't have it both ways. Yeah, that's true, Dan. Some people don't realize that we are our dogs' advocates. Well, if we let them go to their own demise, they're going to do dog things. That's just the way it is. They're going to do dog stuff. Like I said, if people don't have control on their dogs outside of a dog park, it's going to be even worse on the inside. I wouldn't even take my dog to a dog park, even unless, the only way I'd even take a dog to a dog park is if I had good obedience on my dog. Yeah, dog. Yes, Billy. Dog parks were made for single men to meet women. Yeah, that's probably about it. Hold on a second. My dog's trying to attack my. Hey, got it. But it's good to see you, Billy. I'm glad you made it. But yeah, like I said, it's. I think it was all good intentions. It's just the follow through is not very good. Um, you want to have your dog. You want to have fun with your dog. You want to have your dog out doing things. You should be doing stuff with them, not having your dog or somebody else's dog babysit your dog. You're not going to take your 5-year-old kid out to a park and drop him off and let the other 5-year-old kids watch him. So why would you let somebody else, why would you want somebody else's dog to watch your dog? So any questions on anything so far? Actually, I think I may have run through my stuff. Anybody at all? Any questions? I kind of went through this a little faster than I thought. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything. Wow, I covered that one pretty quick. I had all these notes and it looked like it was going to take me forever, but apparently not. So, like I said, if you feel like you need your dog to play with another dog, like because it's a friend, then you need to do a proper meet and greet and see how they are together. That's all there is to it. And also make sure that you have decent control over your dog before he even gets around other dogs. Just because, like I said, once they get together, it's going to be out the window. All right. I ran through that fast. Anybody else? Any questions about anybody? Any questions or thoughts on anything? Also, please, everybody, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and let you know when I'm going live or if I post any new videos, and also hit like. It helps me show up more if you subscribe and like. See, Jenny says, I live behind a park that has a dog park. I go very frequently and only crack of dawn. We hear fights all the time. It's scary. Yes, it is. Just if you ever have just time, I mean, not that it's like, go to a dog park and sit outside and watch what happens in there. Watch the pack mentality structure. Pack mentality is so dynamics is so interesting and so neat. Let's see. Mom says the dog park ruined my dogs from associating with other dogs. I'll never go again. Yeah, well, that's true. I remember years ago when my mom and I had taken our dogs out to the local park in Memphis. And we had my brother Justin's pit bull, who was a puppy, and a golden retriever came. We had him on leash because he didn't really like other dogs outside our family. So we had him on leash because of that. Plus he was young, and I don't think his obedience was really good at the time. Well, golden retriever came running up from out of nowhere. Owner were way, way off in the distance, and came running up and jumped on Aiden. Well, Aiden whooped the crap out of him and tore him up. Well, we have the killer pit bull that's known for mangling every living animal on the planet. So instantly our dog was the aggressor and the guilty one. And because of that, my mom paid the vet bill without an argument because we didn't want anything to happen to our dog. And because of that now, like she said, we don't do dog park kind of stuff because of that. When it was clearly the golden retriever's fault, that'd be like me picking a fight and punching a guy that weighs 350 pounds and is a professional MMA fighter. And I'm the one that started the fight. He punches me and knocks my face in. And then I sue him because he's big and beat me up. So, it's a bunch of bullshit. So, yep, that's true. Yep. Like I said, if you go to a dog park and you're there and you want your dog to run around off leash, that's great. Just keep an eye on what might be coming. If somebody starts to come in, maybe politely make sure you're standing by the gate. Say, hey, hold on a minute. Can you let me grab my dog? Or something. But really and truly, I tell people just to try to get obedience on your dog. Get some good obedience on your dog, and then take him out to a field and let him run where nobody's at. And because doing obedience with him is also going to be good for tiring him out. Take him out for walks, spend time with him. That's how you build the bond with your dog, doing stuff like that, but yeah, pack dynamics. That is a phenomenal thing. Go to the parks and watch the pack dynamics and how it changes. It's amazing. Over the years, just being able to do what I do, I've been able to just watch things go down. And it's amazing. You'll bring a dog in and it can change the whole dynamic of the entire pack. You could take one out and it'll change that dynamic. I've seen things where I'll be somewhere and dogs are just laying around, being all calm, not doing a single, just chilling, relaxing. They pull out this one dog and everybody starts going crazy. Wow, jumping around, playing, having a good old time. You bring that dog back in and everybody lays down. The reason being is because that dog has told everybody, hey, there's no fun when I am here. So they have all learned, knock it off. And you can bring a dog in that may also even make everybody on edge. Why? Because that dog is on edge. So now he's on edge. Sorry, my dog's pulling on something in the wall. Hold on a second. Hey, where's your little toy at? Come here. Stop being a menace. Come here. All right. He's over here being a menace. Sorry. But they can put all the dogs now on edge, and they can be super edgy. Now you got everybody walking on pins and needles, and you may not even realize it. So now, next thing you know, that's a powder keg. It's ready to freaking just go. So, anybody else? Any questions? Anybody got any ideas of what they would like me to talk about next live feed I do? Because I'm always looking for ideas that any topic that y'all would like me to cover, instead of me just kind of pulling one out of the air. Also, remember, next week I will not be having the live. We are, the family and I, we are going to take some personal time together for the week and hang out. So, but the week after that, we'll be back to normal at Wednesdays at 6. Let's see, Brittany, I realize in a dog park how insecure my dog is. I realize he put every other dog on edge because he was. It all makes sense now. Yeah, it's like I said, they live by body language. So stuff that we don't see, they see. They're masters. They see it. I mean, they pick it up from way far away from each other. And like I said, it could be something as a simple little growl or a little stiffening, and that could set the whole thing off. Also, like I said, you may have a dog that doesn't have an issue with dogs, but he's right on that edge, and he gets bowled over by a really, really playful dog that comes running out of nowhere, that just is having the time of its life and not trying to be mean, but bowls him over and startles him so much. Now he's done. That's it. Dogs suck. Don't want anything to have to do with dogs. As a matter of fact, they suck so bad that anytime I see a dog, I'm going to try to eat him before he runs me over. So you could have that issue. Like I said, I know people have great experiences at dog parks. And being a trainer, I'm the one that I hear the bad ones, but the bad ones are usually bad enough. And, and like I said, they always tell you, everybody always talks about how it was great until this happened. It was a great experience. My dog for 5 years, had a blast at the dog park, had his dog buddies, everything else. And then this happened and he ended up at the vet or he's dead. That's horrible to think about it, but it happens all the time, especially some of the ones that are unregulated. Some of them don't have a different for a small dog and big dog. So people bring in their giant dogs and they're playing with the little dogs. Well, the two of them get into a fight. Not that the big dog was being malicious and trying to kill the little dog, but you got a 70-pound dog over here and a little 10-pound dog over here. and that 70-pound dog picks that little dog up and shakes him to tell him, hey, knock it off. And he could break his neck just like that. Like I said, it may not be malicious. He may not have been trying to kill it. It's just that he is so much bigger and so much stronger. It'd be like me picking up a baby, a newborn baby, and going, hey, be quiet, and shaking it. I could kill it just like that. Doesn't mean I was trying to kill it. It means I'm an idiot, but it doesn't mean I was trying to kill it. It just was like, hey, if I shook it, my size difference is so dramatic compared to it that it didn't have a chance. So anybody else, anything? Appreciate everybody being here today. Thank you. Or this evening. Like I said, I do this every Wednesday at 6. Just not next Wednesday at 6. So it'll be the following Wednesday like usual. So please, if you think of any topics after this is over, just go ahead and put it in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, put those in the, after the feed is over, put those in the comments, and I will answer them. Sorry. Making sure we got. All right. Anything else? Anybody got any more questions? Anything you want to talk about? Life in general. How are things going? All that good jazz. All right. Well, if that is the case, I will wrap things up for this week, for this topic. I hope everybody enjoyed it. You're welcome, Mom. It's always nice to have your mom there. Makes you feel good. So, but like I said, Mason. Like I said, if you have any comments later on you think about, just throw them in the comments and I'll answer them. Or got a topic that you would like to hear me cover, please go ahead and throw that in there, and I'll try to cover that. Other than that, like I said, if you don't mind, please subscribe, please like, share, yada yada, all that stuff. Help me get the word out a little bit. And thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time around. Bye.